gonna have a great time doing it. So we're gonna wait for our gauge. I got it where I wanted at 35 psi. Now this may be a little high. Good afternoon. In today's episode of Defiant Jeep, we're going to be doing something a little special, but nothing too spectacular. We're going to be changing out the hood latches on this Jeep JK, the Defiant. Now, changing out the hood latches is something you've seen on a regular basis. It's almost a common thing to replace the originals. Now, if you remember, the JK has the rubber, the band type that stretches out. They get worn and they will start to become loose, and then the hood will flutter. That's actually bad for two things. One, you're going to collect a lot of air. Two, it's really going to affect your gas mileage. I've taken that opportunity and I went with the fad of the moment, and I replaced my JK hood latches with JL hood latches. The problem with the JL hood latches is that they're actually leaving a small gap, almost as wide as my finger, where I'm still catching air. So today I'm going to go ahead and replace the JL hood latches with these, an aftermarket mechanical type, which are all aluminum. And it's really going to seal up that area where I'm going to have a tighter fit from the hood to the body. It's going to close that gap where I won't catch any more air, and it should help improve my fuel mileage. And it's not something that you're going to see immediately or right away. It's more of the long run kind of thing, so I'm always thinking about the big picture. But I've got one side already done. It's actually very easy to do. You have the bottom, which has one bolt, and then you have the top hook, which is 2 bolts, and that's it. The rest is adjustment. Now what we're going to do on this design right here, put that down. This design has this hook. So when you're closing the hood, make sure it catches the hook and you squeeze it down. This area right here has the adjustment screw, this right here. So it's pretty much just to twist it to make it tight, loosen it, or I'm sorry, twist it the other way to make it loose. And you have these 2 jam nuts right here, which will lock it in place. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. And this kit actually is designed for either JK or JL. And it comes with these, actually let me grab another one here. Here it goes. 2 sets of these rubber gaskets that go in between the latch and the body, and they're specifically for JL or JK. And right here, I know you can't see it because it's all black, but it'll tell you if it's a JL or a JK. You just got to be real specific on the one that you choose for the right body that you have. We're going to go ahead and prep this area. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the fender, we're going to remove the inner fender liner, and we're going to tackle it from that area. Now, for other intents and purposes, there is another way to change the latches without removing the fender and the liner, and that is going through the hood from the top, but the area is very tight. I've elected to take off or remove the fender and the liner because I got to do other work in there anyways. I got a broken wire, just got to remove, no big deal. But let me go ahead and get my area prepped. I'm going to grab me a chair, grab all the appropriate tools, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Alrighty, we are ready to get started. I got all my tools laid out. I got a 13mm wrench, a 10mm wrench, a couple bits. I got a 4mm Allen bit. I got a Phillips size number 3. I got a Phillips size number 2. I've got my magnetic bucket so I can put all my screws in here so they don't fly around. And of course I got my screw gun with a 13mm socket and a 3/8" ratchet. Now I do apologize for this angle of the film shop, but it is so hot right now in Las Vegas. It's somewhere 80+ degrees. If I put my camera any closer to me, which will be in the sun, and of course then my device and the heat's going to shut down after it gets like a little overloaded. So I'm going to do my best to show you what I can, as much as I can. But right now I'm just going to remove the fender and the inner well liner which is a matter of let's see, seven screws for the fender and 5 for the inner liner. So I'm just gonna get that out of the way, and then we're gonna keep on going on. All right, and the fender is out. We're gonna go ahead and put that down right there. Here is my broken wire that I don't know how it peeked through, but we're gonna go ahead and just remove this assembly. Now this is a simple plug into the harness. I could just disconnect it and be done with it. I'm not even gonna put it back in. It's not affecting the circuitry, the connectivity, or even the turn signals. Everything is functioning fine without it, so I'm just gonna remove it altogether. But I got the fender off. I got the 5 screws that hold in the inner fender liner. Let's go ahead and get that removed. Alrighty, and here you have it. Let's get this wire out of the way there. Got the inner fender liner removed. Let's go ahead and put this guy down. Whew. Alrighty, so now, first thing on the agenda is this wire. Now this wire was supposed to be for the turn indicator on my fender, but it looks like the end got ripped off. I don't even know how I got disconnected, but you know what? It's not even affecting my turn signals, as I said. It's not affecting the circuit. Let's just remove this altogether. I can turn those into reflectors instead of lights. So we can just eliminate this. That's it, it's done. Let's throw that over there. I'll pick it up later. But that worry is no more. It is now finito. Alrighty, let's get started here. First, we're gonna go ahead and take off this JL hood latch right here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can come off, from the top over here. If you find it easy to remove the grill, go ahead and do so. In my case, I have my winch in the way, so it's not going to work. Even by removing the grill, you still have the headlight bucket that's behind here. It's still kind of cramped. So with the liner removed, it's a whole lot easier to put my hand up in here to hold a wrench. Wow. Yeah, that's it. The nut itself is integrated into the body of this JL hood latch. Just unscrew it from back there, release the nut, and this comes right off. Was it the 13 millimeter? We're gonna find out right now. And that's it, comes right out. Now, I will not be using these JLs, nor will I want to give them away to anybody because these are very, very cheap. These are not original Mopar JL latches. These are like some aftermarket I got from Amazon for like $35, but they're used, they're rusty. Even if I gave them away, I feel like I wouldn't do anybody any justice. So I'm just gonna toss this and call it a day. I'll put that fastener there, I'll toss that over there, I'll pick it up later, and get my 10 millimeter. And I got 2 nuts right up here. We're gonna go ahead and release them as well. Alrighty, so now area is a bit dirty. Let me just get a rag to wipe it all down so I have some kind of a clean surface on here. Well, I do not have any water, but I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Got a little bit of Windex. That'll work. I just want to clean off the dirt. I'm not trying to disinfect it or anything like that. It's no need. I just want to keep it clean. That's good for government work right there. And this area on the hood, which is only the area I need where I'm going to mount the new surface. And yeah, wow, it is so hot over here. It like immediately evaporates. Well, gosh darn it, come on. Excellent. Very clean, dust free, no debris. Put that there, let me throw it on the floor. Alrighty. Alright, that's in there. Okay, so I'm good to go. My area is prepped. I'm ready to install the hook over here and the hood latch on the bottom. Let me go get those pieces and we'll start installing. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to collect all the pieces, and I didn't mention this earlier, the kit actually came with an Allen wrench. most kits, to all the kits that I know of, they come with a tool. They never tell you what size this is, but this is a 4mm Allen wrench. And let me see, I got my nut and my washer. Put those right there, they're not going anywhere. And let's do the top first. It's going to be the easiest one. Only because it's just setting these 2 bolts in here. Now, there's going to be some adjustment. And it's kind of like fine-tuning anything. You can go ahead and mount it and put it on or whatever you want to call it. But you still have to make your adjustments. You want to make sure everything lines up proper. You want the hook to line up with the latch, and vice versa. You want it to be straight. You don't want it crooked or an angle. You just want to make sure it's a proper fit the first time. So this is what we're going to do. Now how we're going to mount it. So you got this hook. It's going to hook on here. This pilot hole is for a set pin. I'm going to show you that in 1 second. Let me go ahead and put this on so I can get it out of my hands. Alrighty. Let me grab that 4mm Allen wrench. In fact, let me see if I got a better angle from this side over here, which I can at least see the head of the bolt. And I'm just spinning it to make it a slight snug. I still have to adjust it, so I'm going to leave it right there for right now. That's done with. Yeah, that's going to be easy adjustment. Now let's go ahead and grab our latch. Now the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to remove this set pin. And it's actually a very beautiful design. So as I mentioned, after it's installed, this hook or this latch is going to go on this hook. You flip the whole thing over. You have the guide hole on the hook, which is the same as the guide holes here. So you're just going to run this pilot all the way through. It's kind of like a double lock on the hood. So you pretty much got 2 locks on each side plus the latch in the middle. Technically, you got 5 pieces of security right there. Make sure your hood don't fly open, which is a plus in my book. All right, and here's my gasket. Make sure it's for JK. It is for JK. Alrighty. So here's the fun part. Got it. I got it. And I got cut. When they say blood, sweat, and tears, they mean it literally. Alrighty, so now we're going to use our 10mm. We're going to hold the nut in place. Nope. Well, dingleberry, that's not even my 10, that's my 13. All right, so now that's good. We can put these away. We can put these away, and what I really mean is just put them down out of the way. And I know I keep looking around. I'm still waiting for the Amazon guy. I got another package coming. Dang it. I'm not happy. It's probably spinning at the nut. I'm being a little bit anal about it, and my line is not perfectly straight, and that's just me. That's it. Now it's perfectly straight. Don't get me wrong, this is also going to help with the angle of when you line up this guy. So
kind of like when you're doing alignment on a car or other things that require a lot of adjustment. You want to get it as straight as possible. So when you tighten down, your adjustments are as minimal as possible. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now for the good part. Let me see. Got that tightened. I got those two tightened. This chair is mighty hot. I'm sitting in the sun, burning my backside. Oh my God, ouch. Let's see if I get you a better angle on this. Alrighty, so here's the moment of truth. We're ready to go ahead and close the hood. Let me get these bolts out of the way. I'll put them right here. They're not gonna get lost. Okay, so the lower mount is already bolted on. The top hook is bolted on. We're gonna close the hood now, and all we gotta do is make our adjustments on this latch part right here. I could walk around to close that hood. All right. And it's nice that we don't have any odd stuff in the way. It's so easy just to drop the hood. Let me see how that looks. And it lines up nice. So at this point, all we gotta do is just make an adjustment. Actually, what I should do, let me make an adjustment on the top one. I just need to twist it a little bit instead of fiddling with the bottom one again, because the latch catches the hook, but the holes for this hood pin are not lining up. It's more like cocked at an angle. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make an adjustment on the hook part, which is not hard. Just loosen up 2 screws, give it a little counterclockwise twist is what I need, and tighten it back up. So let me see, what was that? That was my 10mm, wasn't it? Yes, groovy, right on. Let me get something to hold the hood because I don't want to put the hood all the way high. This will work. Let me grab that. Let me put this here. Tell you what, let's think a little smart for the moment, because this isn't going to take us long. Let's go ahead and make that adjustment that we need. We're going to loosen this guy up a little bit. Of course not, because you're a dork. That's why. And remember, when we bolted this on, we cinched it. We didn't tighten it up all the way. So I gave it a little bit of a twist. I hope that's enough to line it up, but we're going to test it again. Now, if it is, then we're going to go ahead and fully tighten her down. That may be a little much on the counterclockwise, but I'm going to give her a shot. Let me get all this good stuff out of the way. And what I mean by out of the way is out of the heat. It's going to ruin everything. Get that out of the way. Let's lower the hood once more. Let's see how it looks now. Ooh, a little much. Little much. Little much. Let's try that. Ooh, dead nuts. Okay. Okay, so now at this point, all we gotta do is adjust the latch. So let me loosen the lock nut there. Okay. So both jam nuts, I got them wound down. I'm going to, tighten it up right here. How does that look? Not lighting up, so let's give it another 2 turns. That's not even going through. I think I went the wrong way. So let's go the other way. 1, 2, 3. And this is like very fine adjustments at this point right here, man. You just, you know, make sure all the holes line up so you can get your pin all the way through. Nope. So if I can get my face in there. One, 2, 3. I give another 3 spins. I think I'm going the wrong way, man. Yeah. I obviously don't know my left or my right. Give another 1 spin right there. Let's see how this guy looks. Still a bit tight, not lining up. At this point right here, I am so close. Just do one at a time. Almost, but not quite. Tell you what we are gonna do. We're gonna open the hood one more time. And we're gonna fiddle with the position of that hook. Because what's going on is that where the holes here were slightly bigger than what we needed, and that's just a factory drill. They're slightly bigger than what we needed. So I'm gonna move this as high up as possible. Let me loosen that a hair. And loosen this one a hair. Just enough. There you go. Yeah, little guy, you. Yeah. Hopefully that helps us with our adjustment there. And then of course by tightening these, the hook can still move. So let me loosen this a little bit again. I think that might be it. I'm just going to give it a little cinch. Let's close the hood. Hopefully this puts us where we need to be. Because the idea was not only the fashion statement of some really cool aftermarket hood latches, but was also to tighten up the gap here on the hood. And oh good lord, that helped me out a lot. Let me... Quite a lot. So we still need a tiny bit of adjustment here. Let's go one more spin in that direction. There she is. It's in. Okay, so we found our sweet spot. Let's keep the sweet spot and let's tighten up the jam nuts. Make sure that's straight. And that's it. She is in. Right on. All right, where's my... Oh, no, not that one. Let's grab this one. All right, let's get a better look with the latches on. Alrighty, so I still got to put the fender on the Jeep, but it's not a problem. We are actually done with the major part of the job. Putting the fender back on is nothing but 5 bolts on the inner fender liner, running across the top, and 7 bolts for the fender running across the top, of course, on the inside. That is really neither here nor there, but we got it done. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here. So this is our new latch. Isn't she pretty? Look at that thing. And I got these hood latches from Amazon. I can drop you a link as soon as I get my website up, and I'll be listing all the parts in my digital store of everything that I've used on my Jeep and other Jeeps that I've worked on. Now another nice thing to take a look at is before there's a big old gap. Now look at this gap now. The gap is like nearly non-existent. Even on the hood, you know, the gap is a whole lot smaller there. And even on this side, like the gap is gone versus what it was. This is really going to help me out a lot in the long run. All right, Defiant Jeepers, there you have it. Hood latches replaced. I'm going to say for the second time that I've done it on this same Jeep. And hopefully this will be my last set for what I needed to do with. Now, don't get me wrong, I will apologize. I know I stuttered. I kind of mumbled a little bit, and don't get me wrong, this is not new to me as far as recording for you guys on YouTube, but my first time recording while I'm working on his new job. These are different kind of hood latches. These aren't the factory ones. I mean, the idea is the same: 1 bolt on the bottom, 2 bolts on the top. For some reason, you know, I really depend on you, my Defiant Jeepers, my audience, to give me all kinds of feedback, whether it be positive, negative. Let me know what I can do to help you understand what I'm doing better, or if I'm doing a good enough job, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you either way. We got other projects in mind here. We still got some bumper lights that we're going to drill into the bumper and install some lights for backing up purposes, not necessarily reverse lights, but for backing up in the dark. I was stuck camping like that one time and I had to back up and I had no lights back there. I'm like, oh man, I was stuck. Anyway, that's another video. And we could do a few other projects going on. And then we're going to get as much done as we can before we install the 4-inch lift kit on Defiant over here. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Join us or follow us on all our social platforms. Don't forget about Desert Wranglers, www.desertwranglers.club. And of course, coming soon, we have www.defiantjeep.com. We love to see you on your trail. Have a great day.